Miss Phyllis, Miss Catherine, thank you for coming in the studio.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
I'm happy to have you here. Today we are talking about voting.
Yes, we are.
All right. So you're going to get us educated specifically on how foreign U.S. citizens abroad can still vote in the U.S. presidential election. That's today's topic, right?
Right.
Yes.
All right. So let's get started. How do you register people? I know, Phyllis, you've been doing this for a while. You've done it before. Just fill us in on everything. Let's go.
Okay. First of all American citizens over the age of 18 are entitled to vote no matter where they are in the world at the time of the election. All it requires is that you register to vote and apply for an absentee overseas ballot.
Okay. So I'm guessing that's where you come in.
That's where we come in as representatives of Democrats abroad. We hold events. We supply the forms. We help people out in a nonpartisan way. We can't differentiate with what party you are or who you like, but we help all Americans to register to vote.
Okay, so if someone's a Republican and they want to vote, will you still help them?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me try to say it back just so I understand it right. Even though you are affiliated with Democrats abroad and that's your home team per se, this is for anybody.
This is for
Correct.
everyone.
Every
who is
U.S. citizen who wants to vote in the presidential election.
Yes.
Got it. So they can contact you without fear if they want to participate in the
Totally,
election.
yeah. We encourage everyone to vote.
Gotcha.
And the thing that people should also know is that regardless of whether they've been registered before in their home state or voted in their home state, in order to vote overseas by absentee ballot, you must re-register for that election, for each election, for every time.
Got it.
Yeah.
Very important.
It's very important.
So that's like your thesis statement of this whole episode
Absolutely.
today.
Yeah.
People might be like, oh, I'm already registered to vote. But if you want to register, if you want to vote from abroad, you need to re-register for that election year.
Got it. So how do people re-register?
Okay, well, we are starting with a registration event on February 15th.
Okay, where's that at?
At the Kitson Library. It'll be from 10 o'clock to 3 o'clock.
Okay.
Everyone is welcome to come. We help you with the forms. We help you with computer work. We help you find the address of your Board of Elections or wherever you have to send your application. And that's our first event for the year.
And that's nonpartisan?
Nonpartisan.
Anyone can show up?
Yes.
Okay, so that's February 15th at the Kitson Library. Shout out to them. And that's going to be around 10 to 3.
Right.
And anyone can show up and you guys will hold their hands through filling out the registration form.
Right.
Yes.
Exactly.
All right. So again, that's the most important thing of everything. So we need to get people to fill out the form if they want to vote in this hotly contested presidential upcoming election.
Right.
Okay.
You're so funny. Every election's hotly contested.
You know what? I don't know. Hold on, I got to think about that.
But this
So,
one
Sonny knows
is
who's gonna win.
particularly-
And
Really?
and it's so. Oh yeah, we'll have Phyllis here. I could crack like 16 jokes right now, and I'm not doing any of them.
Okay.
So cut me some slack there, Catherine. No, in all seriousness, so everybody can go on the 15th. They're welcome to participate. Is that the only event, or do you have to have an event, or can they just call you up individually?
As far as registration, we're starting on February 15th. It will go through probably the middle of October.
Okay.
To apply.
So there's a long time. We've got a bunch of 2020.
We'll have tables set up at the organic market on Tuesdays, in front of Super Nosara.
There will be various locations that we'll post about and we'll let the community know about. But this first one that we're launching on the 15th is, it's just to get everything started. It's to get everyone starting to think about it and, moving in that direction.
I got you. So the big kickoff on the 15th is to create awareness, and then you guys will be dripping on the community throughout the year.
Yes.
Is there a particular website or email address or some way people could reach out to communicate?
We're just sort of like, volunteers, personal volunteers. There's really no organization really that we're doing this on we're affiliated with Democrats Abroad.
So you guys aren't part of like Votes on Wheels and creating that whole
Well,
team?
no, we will be offering our email addresses and possibly a phone number.
You know what? We can create one.
We could,
we'll create one.
Hit
We'll let
us
you guys
up,
know.
get it to Kaya, who's editing this episode, and she'll put it in this episode,
Right.
so
Totally.
it'll be showing repeatedly.
Right.
Like Nosara Votes 2020 or something like that.
Yeah.
Or like
All right.
Nosara Expats 2020 or
So
something
before
like that.
this airs, just send us whatever it is.
Okay.
Right.
We can create it.
Well, I'm glad we talked about it then. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, cool. So the registration event's coming on the 15th. What's happening after that? What else is going on?
After that, on March 7th at the library as well, is our Democratic global presidential primary.
Okay, so specifically, this is partisan. Democrats, come on out. March 7th, was it?
Right.
Okay.
Now, this is a primary vote for presidential candidate. You have to be a member of Democrats Abroad in order to vote in this, because you're voting not with an your individual state. You're voting with the state of Democrats Abroad, which sends 15 delegates to the Democratic Convention held in July in Milwaukee. Democrats Abroad is one of 56 states and territories of the United States. And they have the delegates and vote for who the candidate will be at the convention.
I got you. So outside of the registering people to get to vote, you're here today also to kind of beat the drum of, hey, if you're on the Democratic side and you have a voice, please come out on the 7th, say what you have to say, because that does mean something. It does get somewhere.
Well, it means something in that not everyone gets their applications in early enough to vote in their home state.
In the primaries.
In the primary.
Because Super
This is the
Tuesday is
primary.
coming up for the primaries.
Yeah.
It's super early. I mean,
That's cool.
Yeah,
Is there a
right.
Republican version of the same thing that's going on, or some Republican person could set that up and do it?
They
I
can-
mean, with an incumbent president, it's sort of assumed that they're the candidate to, so
Gotcha.
there's no,
there's no primary.
right, there's no primary.
But even in 2016, there was nothing done, at least in Costa Rica.
I got you. So it seems like the Democrats were the ones on the move.
We're usually organized in that way.
All right.
So I just want to, put out this scenario for someone who, for instance, wants to vote. So for instance, I want to vote in the Democratic presidential primary. I'm already registered to vote in my home state, but I missed that date to vote in the primary in my home state. Can I come to the table on March 7th and register as a Democrat abroad that day?
Yes.
To vote in the primary that day.
So if you miss your state specific thing,
Exactly.
show up on the 7th and your voice can be heard.
Yeah. You'll come in the door. You'll be shown where you can, the table number 1, where you sign up to be a member of Democrats Abroad, which is free. It's just filling out a form and you just become a member. There are 1,105 members in Costa Rica. After that table, you could immediately move to the actual voting table.
All right, so it's super simple.
Yeah. And a representative from San Jose will be coming out, bringing us all the official ballots. He hand carries them. He will hand carry them back to San Jose to be counted.
All right, so it sounds like you have this all pretty much lined up. Is that correct? People just need to show up. Or on the 7th, just Democrats. And
On the 7th, only Democrats can show up to vote, to register, or to vote. Anyone, there will be another table.
they can show up and argue with you and talk some back?
No. Oh, no. No politicking
only
within
kidding. I was
30
halfway kidding.
meters of the polls. You can't even wear political...
Yeah,
All right, so 30
I'm going to
meters.
leave my MAGA shirt at home.
Yeah, Catherine, you going to be able to hold back?
But there will be a table just for general registration on that day as well.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool.
But everyone has to leave their politics outside.
Outside of the voting booth.
Just like going to vote in the United States.
Correct.
You can't politic inside the polls.
I got you.
Yeah.
So we'll have some big bouncers over there to to shoot slingshots at all the Republicans.
We're like all of 5 feet tall.
I say I already know who the bouncers are. It's huge.
Will you be a bouncer?
No, I'm scared of both y'all. My boss at home is not tall. I'm scared to death. Like powerful women. Ooh. 7th, that event happens. Is there any other big events you want to talk about or get out there now? Or is this pretty much it? This
is pretty much it for now.
Okay.
And then we'll see as we go down, go through the months.
I got you. So we'll just see how it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
But we just want to encourage everybody to come out and vote because this is part of being a citizen of, to me, I think it's important to vote because, not everyone has that right.
Exactly.
So, and because we have that right, we ought to exercise it.
Right.
Well, hey, I want to thank both of you for coming on and speaking about this and explaining it to people because people don't know. Now they do. So hopefully this spreads around and people get out. So on the 15th, that sounds like that's the main thing we're driving towards right now is that event on the 15th.
February 15th, yeah. And then for everyone who wants to vote in the Democratic primary, please come out on March 7th.
Got it. Okay, so why are you, I'll ask you first, Phyllis, why are you so passionate about this?
Gee, that's I don't know where to even go with that because I don't want to get too political.
It's a political thing. You already said you're with Democrats abroad.
I see the things that I hold dear about the country that I grew up in kind of changing and the things that were respected and the ideals are just being smashed. It's very disturbing to me what's going on.
Got it. So it's very personal, in particular the presidential election year as we're in 2020. It's very personal, like your core values are being affected, and that's why you're doing this now.
Yeah.
Is that it?
That's basically it, yeah. I was not particularly involved before 2016. I would vote. I always voted.
I'm not a detective or anything, and I'm not always accused of being smart, but I'm starting to figure out that maybe you're not a big Trump fan.
No, well, I'm a New Yorker. None of us are.
So you guys love that Trump building everywhere?
That's the way it is.
No, I get
That's the way it's always been.
I get it. So basically, you guys want people to know they can take action, and it's not all that hard, and you're willing to lubricate the process by doing the work of setting all this up. Exactly. Now you just ask people to come in and sign on the dotted line, per se.
Just take part. We live in a beautiful country here in Costa Rica. Those of us who are not citizens are not entitled to vote here or take part in any political activity. But we are forever entitled to take part in the United States. And
you're asking people to do it. That's cool. How about you, Catherine? Why are you fired up about this? Well,
it sounds so cheesy, but I take my right to vote very seriously. I'm a naturalized U.S. citizen, so I was not born in the United States. So I remember the process of becoming a citizen and how that was a very big deal for me and my family. And I never took the right to vote for granted. As soon as I can't even really remember when my first, presidential election was that I voted in, but it was important to me, and so it continues to be important to me. And regardless of who is in office today, I mean, granted, there are definitely some major issues on the table that make this election seem life or death to me. That makes me, want to volunteer more to get out the vote. But in general, I think it's something that can very easily be, you can become jaded and say, my vote doesn't count. Why does, you can become jaded in government.
When people say that to you, what's your immediate response?
My response is, just take a chance. What if it did count? Then that would be great, right? Just take a chance. Just have some, that's the only thing that keeps democracies alive, right? Is if we hold on to the faith that your vote counts.
Right. And for the 110 million voters who didn't vote in 2016 because they said their vote didn't count.
You got a little something to say to them.
Changed everything. Yes. So everyone get out and vote.
All really good answers. Really good stuff. Is there any other message pertaining to all this you'd like to get out there while you have this platform?
We'll see you guys February 15th, March 7th.
Come on in.
And everybody's welcome on February 15th.
Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely.
Yep.
Yes.
All right. If they're not in town or they're not around on February 15th and this happens in March or April, they can contact the email that we're going to put up here.
Yeah, and we're going to
Yes.
put up more tables. We're going to do more tabling events to register voters.
Around Dionis, and not, you know, all around town.
That's cool. Well, hey, thank you for speaking from your heart. Thanks for sharing that. I think that'll actually mean something to people who are listening to this. Like, why do you care so much? And when people can hear where you're coming from, it really does make a difference. So
awesome.
I think it was a good idea to come out here and say it.
Thanks for giving us the platform. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Sounds good. Thanks for coming on.
Okay.
Awesome.